You know, it was about midway through the third quarter. Actually, it was towards the end of the third quarter. And I believe the Pelicans took a 12-point lead. They were on another one of their runs, and the Bulls looked a bit gassed, a bit out of sorts, not being able to keep up with the fast-paced offense of the Pelicans, and were just having a hard time stopping Zion with the limited size that they have. And at that point, I almost tweeted. I was literally typing it out, and then Vucevic hit a three. Bulls got a stop and then scored again on the other end. So I held off on tweeting it, but I almost tweeted it's going to be a rough time watching this team for the rest of the season. Not just to throw out some hate or negativity, but more so it was just the product of the circumstance for which the Bulls find themselves in being very shorthanded and lack of size, especially up against a long team like the Pelicans. But just when I was thinking, man, how am I going to get through the rest of the season watching this depleted team? Somehow, the Bulls went on a run to nearly tie the game by the end of the third quarter and had one of the gutsiest, hardest effort responses in the fourth quarter, closing this game out strong, decisive fashion, incredible defense, smart team basketball. Their shooting overall in this game wasn't the best, only shot 43% and 32% from three, but the way they generated a lot of their shots I can live with. With that level of ball movement and quick plays in transition, it also helped that the Pelicans turned the ball over a lot, and some of those were unforced errors where they just got sloppy at the end of the game. But give the Bulls credit, and their defense a ton of credit, particularly Alex Caruso, who was just next level with his defensive effort tonight and IQ. I really don't think you can say enough about just how good this guy has been on that end of the floor. And the dude had to guard Zion for most of this game because the Bulls don't have a real power forward. Just a very, very impressive win for the Bulls, who very shorthanded to come in New Orleans and beat a Pelicans team who has been one of the hotter teams in the NBA right now. And to take them out like that showed a lot of resilience and a lot of fight, which I've said so many times. That's all I ask for when it comes to this team. Show me the effort, show me the hustle, play with passion, play like you care. Win or lose, that's all I want to see. And yes, I know the Pelicans were shorthanded tonight with no CJ McCollum. A couple of guys were out due to suspension, but they still had their best players in the game. And they're a team with a ton of depth. So you can't tell me the Bulls shouldn't be that excited about this win against a shorthanded Pelicans team. No, the Bulls are just as depleted, if not more, and they came in and won in their house. That was an impressive win. For me, it goes back to who's stepping up when the Bulls are down all of these players, and a lot of guys stepped up tonight. You had some decent minutes from Javon Carter, some not so great possessions, but then he would make up for it with a steal on the other end. Andre Drummond was great off the bench, would have liked to have seen him get some more minutes, but was great when he was in. Dalen Terry, that energy he brings, it's infectious. He might not be the most skilled player out there, but he knows how to get his teammates hyped with his dog-like mentality on the court. 15 minutes, only scored 2 points, but was a plus 17 on the night off of the bench. That was a team high, by the way. 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals. He was just doing a little bit of everything, was everywhere on the court. And for a guy who knows he doesn't really have a spot in the rotation when the Bulls are fully healthy, he's making the most of this opportunity and impacting the game when he's on the court, which is not something we could have said last season. But the biggest guy that stepped up in this game, in my opinion, really has been the case throughout the season whenever his name has been called up to take on a bigger role, has to be Ayo Dosunmu. I mean, not only another night in which he continues to shoot efficiently from downtown, puts up 21 points on 8 for 15 from the floor, but also that court vision, that increased level of awareness and IQ when he's on the court, creating and generating offense for others. Another 8 assists tonight to go along with 3 steals. And I've said before, the confidence, the aggression, that determination, that desire to want to learn and get better. You know, I know Coby has been the brightest spot for the Bulls in an otherwise gloomy season, but Ayo has been right up there in everything he's been able to do for this team on both ends of the floor. The fact that Ayo has developed a jump shot to his game takes him to a whole new level in the kind of impact he can have for this team. Thank you, Peter Patton. Another great all-around game for DeMar DeRozan as well. 24 points on only 13 shots, did most of his work at the free throw line, 6 rebounds, 7 assists, was doing everything for this team to get the win. I will say, that 3 that he hit, that was more or less the dagger to put the Bulls up 5 with less than a minute to go. This was coming off of a Bulls miss, and they got the offensive rebound. DeMar actually got the offensive rebound. DeMar put up that 3 from the elbow, which felt a little rushed when there was still 11 seconds left on the shot clock after the reset from the offensive board. That was not the shot, not a good shot. At least, not for DeMar anyway. If it was Coby White, that would be another thing. Didn't like that shot when it was released because the Bulls could have killed more time to try to set up another play, but hey, it went down, and that's all that matters. And thanks to the Pelicans not being able to execute on their end, turning the ball over on the ensuing possession, the Bulls didn't have to worry about it coming down to the wire. Vucevic hit a couple threes tonight. I mean, played well against Valanciunas, 22 points, 13 boards. One thing that has impressed me about Vucevic this season, despite the underwhelming shooting, has been his improved offensive rebounding. He's never really been known for his offensive rebounding. He's actually below average for his size in that category, but he's having one of his best seasons on the offensive glass since his early days in Orlando when he was in his early 20s. Tonight, 5 offensive rebounds alone, and the Bulls took advantage by capitalizing on those second chance opportunities. And then finally, Coby. It wasn't his night tonight. We knew that. Wasn't shooting the ball well. But what I like seeing from Coby White, and we've seen this before in other games as well, even when it's not his night and he's struggling to knock down shots, he finds other ways to impact the game without having to force things to get his offense going. Like most players who are shooters, they'll just keep shooting the ball to finally shoot out of their slump. But Coby, having the self-awareness that he doesn't want to just shoot his team out of the game, found other ways to impact the game, rebounded the ball well, great pushing the ball in transition, moved well without the ball and drawing defenses away for open drives for other guys like DeMar and Ayo. He actually played solid defense in this game as well. Like, yes, I would like to not see Coby shoot 5 for 18. Would be good if he could finish drives to the basket like we're used to seeing, but having that awareness to not just get frustrated that your shots aren't going down and then just keep chucking them up until they fall, but instead doing what's best for the team. That means everything to me as a fan. That's what I want to see. But anyway, big win. Any win during this upcoming stretch where the Bulls have some tough opponents after this Pistons game is a big win. I don't care how you spin it. When the Bulls are shorthanded, taking a game in New Orleans, when I think most of us assumed it was going to be an L, is a key victory. And hey, the Magic lost tonight, although still 4.5 games back from them. Slowly but surely, the Bulls just got to keep winning. And this next game, taking Detroit at home, they have to win it. No excuses. I know the Pistons have been playing better, but they got to win this one. Anyway, until then, guys, as always, be sure to subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.